Hi, welcome back to Plant-Based Kindness. My name is Roxanne and today I'm going to show you how to make the most amazing gluten-free flatbread. And not only is it gluten-free, but it's also egg-free, which is always the struggle, as you must know, with gluten-free bread or products. There's always eggs in them, every single time. And when it's not eggs, they put honey in it. It can never be vegan, I swear. Anyway, enough ranting. I'm sure you don't care about that, but I know that if you're gluten-free and vegan, you know what I'm talking about. So, to start the recipe, you start with 1 1/3 cup of warm water, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1 yeast envelope. So we're gonna let the yeast brew for about 10 minutes until it bubbles. In the meantime, we're gonna do the dry ingredients. 1 cup tapioca flour or tapioca starch, pretty sure it's the same thing. 1 cup gluten-free flour blend, and I'm using Bob's Red Mill or Red Mills, I don't know. Next, we're adding 3/4 cups of chickpea flour, also known as garbanzo bean flour if you want to be fancy about it. 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and both of those are optional. It's just that gluten-free baking in general, especially for savory uses, there's kind of an aftertaste, and especially in this case we're using tapioca starch, a lot of it, and so for this specific use I like to add garlic powder and onion powder. But of course, if you'd like to make this for like breakfast and top with peanut butter or vegan Nutella, then obviously don't add the garlic powder and onion powder, but do keep the salt though. So anyway, as you saw, so you add the liquid to the dry ingredients, and we also add 1 tablespoon of oil. Then you mix everything, and don't worry if it's looking gooey or if it's not looking like the way it should. I guarantee you it's okay. It will be moist and amazing and everything you've been dreaming of. So now that we've covered the dough and let rest for an hour to an hour and a half, I'm gonna split it in 6 pieces. This step is important. You gotta oil your hands. I don't care if you don't eat oil. I don't care. You need oil. The recipe was easier to manage when I did it with more flour in the mix, but the result wasn't as good. So this is as good as it's gonna get. The result is gonna be amazing, but you gotta oil your hands to handle the dough and form the pitas, and try not to handle them too much and leave them pretty thick. Not too thick, but if it's too thin, they're not gonna be fluffy and moist. They're gonna be dry and gluten-free-esque, if you know what I mean. So you want them like 3/4 of an inch thick, I would say. I don't know. Guess by what you're seeing right now, I'm really bad with these things. And don't use flour on your hands, use oil. I tried with flour on my hands and it turned out like more dry on the outside. It wasn't good, so do use oil. So now in a heated pan, you're gonna add oil and you drop in your pitas. You cook them on both sides until they're golden. Just make sure that they don't cook too much too fast, because the inside is going to be doughy and you don't want that. You want the inside to be bready, not doughy. So do gauge the temperature, keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't cook too quickly. And there you go, nice and browned on each side, but still fluffy and moist. And again, these are gluten-free. How amazing do these look? I mean, I'm still amazed. Gluten-free bread sucks. I'm telling you, it sucks. And this doesn't suck. Far from it. I even asked my husband, I said, if I made these and didn't tell you they were gluten-free, would you think these are good? And he said, yeah, I wouldn't mention anything. I would just think these are good. Obviously, he's not like a bread connoisseur or anything, but it kind of tells you that they really do the trick. And if you were to buy like 6 of them like I just made in stores, it would be like $12. Gluten-free products are so expensive. But now you can make them at home. So these flatbreads can be enjoyed with anything. Here I'm dipping it in some chickpea masala. And not only are these flatbreads good with Indian food, they're also super good with some Middle Eastern food. So here I'm just doing a falafel pita with some garlic sauce and all the fixings. But these flatbreads could be used any way you like. I think they would also make a pretty good base for quick pizza if you have any leftovers. So if you want to store the leftovers, if you have any, store them in the refrigerator for max 2 to 3 days. Thank you for watching today's video. You can find the link to the recipe down below. I hope you'll consider subscribing, because what if you try to find this video again and you can't? You'll regret not subscribing.